Alright, hello. My name is Matthew Magarelli, and this is my PLTW 1.1.6 Creative Expression project. Um, in MIT App Inventor, I created a pretty generic tic-tac-toe app that took me quite a little while to figure out on how to create. I had no distinct purpose for creating the app other than really, I just kind of loved the game Tic Tac Toe since I was younger, and I thought it would be something fun to make. Honest, like something to figure out by myself and just make it in general. So here in the coding, the block coding here, I'll first describe uh, what one of my functions does. So over here, you can see the procedure has one, and what this function is set up to do is it each of these is a possible victory in the game. Each button, it labels buttons 1 through 9 in every possible way to win. So, for example, one of the setups is button 1, 2, and 3. Another one is button 1, 4, and 7. And then again, 1, 5, and 9. And that's the first button section right there. Then there's only one possibility for button 2, button 2, 5, and 8, and so on and so forth. It's set up like that for each of them. And that's what this does. It was probably one of the, it was kind of confusing at first, more complicated, because first I had to figure out how to set it up so that I could put 3 variables, and eventually I came across how I could add more variables over here. So you can see x1, x2, and x3, and that's what changes this to x1, x2, and x3. And like I said, yeah, that was more complicated for me to figure out. And then each of these, the text for the buttons here, you can see how it says button1 dot text, and then a negative equal sign equals a blank text bubble. And what that does is instead of manually coming over here, tapping on each button and erasing the text, the title and text, you can just edit that in the blocks so that you don't have to change anything on the front cover here on the designer. And for my mathematical equation, or one of them that is, I'll explain what this does. So every time the game is started or a turn has started, what this will do is, let's say I'm playing X and I make the first move, this function is activated and I have one move because it's set to 1. So once I take that move, what it will then do is cancel my turn and swap to the O, and then they will then gain 1 turn, and so on and so forth. And this will continue until there's a victor or a tie. That's one of my mathematical equations. Complexity, I believe that yeah, for the most complex part, I'd say, of this entire project was probably initially setting up some of these buttons. Once I got the first few, I got the hang of it. Because first I confused myself with setting up the patterns when I was writing it out on a scratch piece of paper. I got lost and I ended up having to come down here, and I messed up on these last ones here. So I had to go back and fix those. And then I'd say the second most confusing part was not this bottom half here, but this upper half of this coding. That was slightly confusing to me. And that's my PLTW project, Creative Expression. I hope I did good. If I had more time, I'd go in depth, but this is about to end. So, yeah, thank you. And I hope you enjoy it.